to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about Hoyas. So if you're new to this channel, you know that I grow orchids mostly in my apartment here in New York City. I have a collection of over 200, but about a year ago I started getting into Hoyas. So in today's video I'm going to show you my Hoyas. I'm going to show you how they've grown in the past year. I have a lot of before and after pictures of a lot of them so you could see how they've grown. I find them very easy to grow compared to orchids. So I'm going to show you my entire collection, and if I have the pictures or videos from before, I'm going to show you what they look like so you can see how far they've come along. I grow most of them in leca. Some of them I grow in soil, in some sort of Hoya potting mix, and some of them don't like leca as much, but I'll call that out. And I'm going to link a video right here from when I got my first set of Hoyas. So all of those are still alive and doing well. They've grown a ton. Some of them have even flowered for me. Some are on the verge of flowering soon, so you'll be able to see the change in the last year, year and a half. And with that said, if you guys like this kind of video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Let's jump right in. The first few Hoya I'm going to show you are some that I got November of 2021. So I have these for 15, 16 months now. And I got them as little clippings. I'm going to put a video above when I unbox them. But this is the Hoya Bella. I got this very, very small, so I was very impressed to see it grow. It started off as a pretty small cutting, and now look at it go. I've had to repot it. It's very thirsty. I'm having some issues with the leaves on it. So as you can see, some of these are a little discolored, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. But for the most part, it is growing well. I do struggle with keeping up with the watering. So this is in a 6-inch pot, and it drinks up the water reservoir very, very quickly. Within 3-4 days, the reservoir is completely empty. It does bloom, and rather it does produce peduncles, but they blast often. So I have not gotten this to give me flowers just yet, but I hope with... I may repot this into a slightly bigger pot down the line and give this adequate moisture, and hopefully it'll help the leaf issues, and hopefully keeping the humidity high will also help with keeping this plant able to keep its blooms. But this is the Hoya Bella. This next one is the Hoya Cummingiana. I got this along with the Hoya Bella. It was also a small cutting, and it's grown so nicely, guys. So the more it grows, the better it grows, actually. You can see some of the leaves, they come out even almost succulent-like. They're beautiful. They're little small leaves. The more light it gets, the better it looks. This has actually flowered for me once. It was beautiful, and it smelled really good. I'm trying to keep it contained with this little trellis that I made, but I may have to redo it, but it's growing all over the place. I need to wrap these up a little more. But this one is beautiful. Once again, this was a small cutting. The more light it gets, the better it is. I can't wait to see it bloom again, but the more light it gets, the tighter the little leaves get and the bigger they are. I noticed when I did not give it too much light, the leaves were small, so I want to make sure it gets sufficient light, and I look forward to it blooming again. But this one's pretty easy to grow. And I got this from Orchids by the Lake. He sent me a clipping. This was actually one of my first Hoya. So along with the Bella, these were very easy to grow. I'm shocked at how big it is. And Yoshi's plant from Orchids by the Lake actually died. So I was able to send him a couple of clippings from this plant from his. So it's really nice. I'm glad I was able to give him some back, but let's see how it goes over the spring. I think it's going to have a huge burst of growth. I need to somehow contain those vines a bit more, but so far so good. So this one is the Hoya Cummingiana. I got this one from Yoshi as well. This one's a Hoya Shepherdii. This looks like little green beans. They're really, really cute. It tried to bloom on me, but the peduncles blasted. Makes sense since it's winter and it's been quite dry here. This one came rooted when I received it. It grew a lot though, so I have it in like a DIY trellis sort of thing, and it continues to grow. This one doesn't grow as fast as the other two, so the Bella and the Cummingiana definitely grow faster, but I'm still seeing a lot of growth in the last 15 months. I look forward to seeing some blooms on it, but this one's unusual, really cool, and hopefully we will see blooms very, very soon. So the next Hoya I have is the Crimson Princess. I keep this in a windowsill. This I also received along with those other three, I believe. This one's growing nicely. It's very hard to root. This took me months to root, but finally when it got going, it started growing really nicely. You could see the new leaves are coming in pink. This one's just a beautiful foliage Hoya. So keep it in the living room. It's just so cute. New leaves coming in pink, then they fade to white. The inside is white, the outside is green. I'm going to show you the Crimson Queen as well, which is the opposite, where the inside is green and the outside edges are white. This is beautiful. No flowers yet, but it's growing nicely, and I have it hanging on an east-facing window, and it's doing well. This one is the Hoya Crimson Queen. It's the opposite variegation here, so this one has some variegation on the outside as opposed to the Princess where it is white on the inside. This is beautiful. I got this January of 2022, so I've had it for just over a year. It's grown really nicely. I got this cutting from a viewer. We actually swapped a couple of plants. He sent me Hoya. I sent him some Oncidiums and Cattleyas, I believe, and he gave me this, and it's been growing really nicely. I'll try to put some before pictures if I have them. But this grows very beautifully. It also comes out pink when it first starts growing and then fades to white. Has not flowered for me yet, but it's a very pretty one. Once again, this one's beautiful just for its foliage. Like, I'm happy to hang this in my living room just because I think it's so cute. It's like the Princess as well. I just find the foliage gorgeous. I can't wait to see flowers though. The flowers are fragrant. They're supposed to be pink and very pretty. But with time, I'm sure this will fill out very nicely. So this is the Hoya Crimson Queen. This next one is very interesting. I got it last January as well from a viewer, and this one's the Hoya Finlaysonii. I was told this doesn't grow well in leca, so I have it in a Hoya mix that's very fast draining. This took a very long time to get going. I didn't see any growth on it probably until about 5-6 months in. So I got it in January and the growths really started going in the spring. I thought it was going to die. It did nothing for a while, but the leaves are very beautiful. They're very veiny. I just had a couple of leaves when I first received it, and now it's probably triple in size. I may need to repot it. Well, I definitely need some sort of better trellis. This has very heavy leaves, so my little DIY trellis isn't really cutting it anymore, so I'm going to get something with more substance that can hold it better. No flowers on it, very pretty foliage, and I hear it's very difficult to root as well because of the woody stems, very similar to the Princess in that I just find the woodier stemmed Hoya are harder to root. I'm not an expert by any means, but this was tough. It had a few roots when I first got it, thank goodness, but I think propagating it is going to be a little harder than the others, and it took a while to get going, but look at those leaves. They're just so cute. I can't wait till this gets going a little more. I'm going to be repotting these this month into next month, so you guys will see updates on it, but this is just gorgeous. I love it. So this is another Hoya that I received at the same time. This one's a Hoya pubicalyx. I also have it living in an east-facing window. This grows like a freaking weed. I got this I got several cuttings of this without roots. I threw it in leca with nothing in it really, and it rooted and was root bound immediately. I repotted it and I have it in a window. Beautiful leaves, has not bloomed yet, growing very well in leca. I hear that this one's a little tougher to bloom. Let me know down in the comments if you've bloomed this successfully, but the leaf growth is very easy. This is probably great for beginners. I mean, I'm a beginner Hoya grower, and I found this extremely easy. I think this is the splash version because you could see a lot of little detail on the leaves. This is really nice. I hope I can get it to bloom one day, but very easy growing. Next, I wanted to show you two Hoya Carnosa that I have. They're a little different. One is the one up to the right. The one to the right is the wide flat leaves, I was told, but I find that they look different. So this one has a more uniform shape. So this one I received about a year ago. They both have bloomed for me, which is great. The Carnosa is very easy to bloom. So this one's beautiful. This one bloomed for me last April, shortly after receiving it. Very nice. And this one I received last January along with a lot of the others, and it also bloomed for me. However, this one has a couple of leaves that fall off. Some of the old leaves come down. I do need to do a better job of keeping up with the water and fertilizing well, but generally they're doing all right. This one's doing better though. This one looks great. This one's getting a ton of light. Maybe I need to back off a little. I noticed that there's like some coloration on some of the leaves, so maybe I need to back it off. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. But this is the Hoya Carnosa. Both have bloomed. I do think I'm giving the one to the right too much light. The one to the left lives on an east-facing window, and this one's happy. This one, they get the same care. I mean, sometimes I fall behind on the water, but I mean, I think I need to back off on the light. Let me know what you think down below, but these are both Hoya Carnosa. This one is really, really, really cool. This one's the Hoya Khroniana Super Silver. I love it. Look at the leaves. They're just gorgeous. They're silvery. They're beautiful. I even have tinges of purple on it. I do give this plenty of light. Peduncles do come out on this, but they blast. You can see a peduncle towards there in the back, one right here. They do blast. It's been dry. I hope I can get peduncles to stay this spring. This is beautiful. I received it last January. It had maybe 6 leaves, and look at it go. I just keep wrapping it around this like DIY trellis. It continues to grow. Don't worry guys, the heater isn't on, so I'm not burning it. But this is just beautiful. Look at the colors. It's got nice silver coloring. I've never seen a plant like this, and I think this is really what got me into Hoya. It's just so beautiful. So this is the Hoya Khroniana Super Silver. I do have a standard Khroniana. It is in my bedroom. That one is still very small, but this one is my favorite. Now this one's really cool. This one's a Hoya Retusa. I got this from my friend Maria. Hi Maria, I know you're watching. This one has bloomed for me. It's gorgeous. I give it a ton of light. It's growing a lot. It vines up sometimes in the grow space and gets intertwined and lost with everything else, but it's very easy to root. I've shared cuttings of this already. I've had this, I think, less than a year. Maria and I swapped a catasetum, and she gave me this, and she gave me a Hoya Carnosa Compacta, which I'll show you next. But this one had very pretty blooms. They were individual blooms. They smelled good. I want to say they smelled like honey. I'm trying to remember, but it's really cute, very easy to grow. I keep wrapping it around this thing here. I may have to repot it. It dries out very quickly, but this is a cutie. It looks like grass. Hoya are so interesting. This next one is also really, really cool. This one's a Hoya Carnosa Compacta. I also got this from Maria. It is a Hoya Carnosa with crinkled leaves. So it is really, really cool. She sent it to me rooted. It was probably up to here when I got it about a year ago, and now it is about 2.5 times the size. It is a slow grower, but I'm very happy with what I'm seeing so far. It has not bloomed for me yet, but it is so cool. I can't wait till it gets bigger. Hopefully it sprouts more growths from the bottom and gets nice and bushy. I'll probably upgrade the pot, well, the cup. I keep them very small, but I'll be getting to that very soon. But gosh, this is so cool. Hoya are so freaking cool. This is the Hoya Carnosa Compacta, also known as the Hindu rope. Very, very, very cute. These here are my Hoya Bilobata. So the one to the right is the standard Bilobata, round leaves, and the one to the left is the variegated version. I got this, I want to say last November. maybe, yeah, about November. I've had it for maybe 6 months. It's growing nicely. It used to have just like 4 leaves, so now it's grown quite nicely. If I have a before picture, I'll share. I don't think I do though. And then the variegated one I received recently. It's pushing out a long stem without leaves, but I'm sure it's going to fill out later. I've noticed that these tend to grow leaves after the stem is grown. You can see a little leaf there. So it's a little different, right? So they start filling out later, but this is the Hoya Bilobata standard and variegated to the left. I'm going to repot them. I really need to repot. I will do that very soon. Hoya Bilobata. Oops, I kept saying that the last Hoya was the Hoya Bilobata. This is actually the Bilobata. That was the Obovata. This is the Bilobata, and this one is the Hoya Burtoniae. They look very similar, so I'm showing them together. So this is Bilobata. Got this about a year ago. It's growing really nicely, very easy to grow. Little blemish here on the leaf, but otherwise I don't really have any issues with this. I made a weird trellis for it. I just used some plant wire. Not very strong, but it's doing the job for now. We'll probably redo that. And this one is the Hoya Burtoniae. It's growing very, very slowly. I've had this also about a year. This one's probably one of the slowest growers that I have, but we'll see how it goes over time. But to the left is the Bilobata, and to the right, the Hoya Burtoniae. They have kind of like fuzzy leaves. They're pretty nice. Like, they're full, they're very succulent. They feel like a succulent. They're not soft at all. They're quite nice. They look very, very similar. So I hope this one does well. It's taking a while to adapt, but this one, look at the difference in growth. This is huge. And this one started like that, so. And this one I got in January of last year, and this one I got about the same time, maybe February. So big difference in how they're growing. This one right here is the Hoya Kerrii. This one is the heart-shaped Hoya. This one's very cute. I do find that as the leaves grow though, sometimes they don't look like hearts. They're a little misshapen, but for the most part, they do come out like hearts. I received this maybe about 7 months ago. It just had like 4 bottom leaves, so it just pushed out 4 more in that time. And this one is also very succulent, I want to say. The leaves are quite hard, and it can take a while before it needs water. It's very cute. It's gonna be big. I'm gonna link a channel down below, the pink trellis. Gina, who runs that channel, has a really nice Hoya Kerrii. It's enormous. I'm gonna link it so you guys can check it out. But this is just, it's gonna be cute. I think it's gonna be big though. So check out the pink trellis to see hers. But she's got a huge one. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this gets, but I'm also a little terrified. This is Hoya Kerrii. Here is Hoya Carnosa. I'm not doing a great job keeping up with the watering. This one's a thinner leafed Hoya. Needs water more frequently. Also, my cat got to it. She started eating it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she likes to munch on this. So I have to keep it away from her. It isn't a very airy mix. I need to repot it into something more moisture retentive because I noticed the leaves wrinkle up very quickly. I'll be repotting it very soon. This is Hoya Carnosa. I think it does need more water than the Kerrii just because the leaves are just not as succulent. You could tell a lot with the different kinds of Hoya if they're soft leaves. If the leaves are soft, they definitely need more care. But this is Hoya Carnosa, pretty new to this one. I think I've had it 6-7 months. And I mean, it's growing. I just feel bad because my cat got to it, ate a lot of it, and then I had to cut off some leaves, and then I do have to deal with drought on this. I need to keep up with the watering, but we do have some new leaves coming in here. Apologies for my awful manicure. But yeah, it's gonna grow. It's gonna be just fine. I just need to keep it away from the cat and get it into some moisture retentive mix. This is Hoya Carnosa. Okay, last but not least, we have the Hoya Pachyclada. I got this from my friend 6-7 months ago, and it was about 1/3 of the size of what it is now. This has very beautiful leaves. I've been after this one for a while. My friend's has beautiful blooms when she has it. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna link her Instagram below so you can check out her page. I think she does post regular pictures of her Hoya when they bloom. But we do have peduncles. You could see one right there. They do blast, but it grows really nicely. I think that they're just blasting because it's so dry right now. We have another peduncle right in there. You could see it. I look forward to seeing blooms on this. I just love the way that it looks. Very succulent, doesn't need as much water as many of the others. So over time, I can't wait to see how it does. I do have to repot this. Clearly, it's like falling over this pot. This is gorgeous. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments which is your favorite Hoya and which ones you guys have in your collection. A lot of these luckily were gifted to me by friends, so I haven't had to buy any Hoyas really. I find that they're very easy to propagate. Even one of my orchids, I think the Hoya Cummingiana, my friend gave it to me. Orchids by the Lake, I'll link his channel down below. He gave it to me, but his died on him, but mine grew, so then I gave him some cuttings of the same plant, so now he's growing it, we both have it. I find them super easy, and the flowers are really cute, and now that we're heading into spring, I find that that's when they grow like crazy, and they start getting their peduncles and all that stuff, so I will have some flowers to show very soon. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye everyone!